All right. Hello, hello, hello. Thought I was going to sneeze on you there. I was like, oh God, if I start it now, am I going to sneeze? But no, it was close. Maybe it'll come still. All right. Sorry. Get a little bit of a late start today. I had to, the boys, all their stuff got updated for school. And I was like, wait, why is this his grade? Because obviously you know, obviously the boy is not in school. And there was, I guess, an interpretive listening thing or something. And of course, him not being there, so instead of just, giving him like it's like, oh, it's missing F0. I'm like, oh, great. So gotta love it when your kid has an E, but it's like, he's not even in school. How would he do that interpretive listening thing? But thank you for updating it right before the holiday. So anyway, pretty interesting day this morning. Core PCE price index month over month was higher again. Was expected to be. And what's interesting is it wasn't just higher, but that there was the adjustment from prior up to point 0.5. So last time it was supposed to be, they said it came in at point 0.4, but it was actually higher and then higher again. So it's like a double raise basically today, kind of like a twofer, right? You don't see that too often when you get the double double. Typically, it's they revise down and then revise up, and that's one is a byproduct of the other one. But a double double you don't see often, but it is good. Um, durable goods, durable goods definitely higher as well. And again, I'm wondering. I mentioned it with Todd, and I was kind of laughing. I was like, Todd, I hope this doesn't sound gloom and doom, but if everybody's buying all this stuff, right? Is it because everybody's preparing to lock down? Right? I mean, that's not the goal. We don't want to be locked down again because that was absolutely horrible. But, it's like, are we going back to that again? Is that why we are seeing factory goods and people purchasing stuff? Melissa did say that, at Sam's, there was no toilet paper. She's like, when you look online, it says there's none in stock. She's like, but I've been there in the past and, there tends to be some. But yeah, maybe if you're out, maybe you should, try to get some. And I was like, oh, okay, we could look into that. But it's kind of funny. We joked about that for such a long time that when code first came out, I was like, "Oh my god, you can't get anything," and you just kind of took it for granted. You're like, "Yeah, it's whatever, right? It'll be back." And now we're kind of coming back to that stage again, where it's like, "Wait, how? It's been 2 years. How are we still out of stuff, right?" And like, well, supply chain issues, and all the same, all this the stuff that we're kind of hearing, right? It's all that stuff. It's all coming back again. Joy, joy, joy. Um, so, um, kind of with where we're at right now today. Like I said, it's the last day before really kind of the holiday. Currency markets obviously are staying open. Um, Really, I would say at this point, I mean, with UK traders kind of checking out, it's the US trader kind of running things right now. If you're looking in the last 24 hours, you're seeing dollar CAD down 60. Bum gum, less toilet paper needed. Bum gun. I don't even know what that is, Eki. Bum gun, less toilet paper needed. Is that like what is that thing called? A boud not a boudoir. That's like photographs. What's the thing and like they use overseas? It's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. A bidet. That's what it is. A bidet. Is that what you're trying to say? A bidet? A bum gun? Is that a bidet? Then you don't need toilet paper. But we'll look at trending. We'll look at trending Amazon. If it's nothing but bidet upgrades and stills again, we know that the fifth wave the fifth wave is coming, right? When it's nothing but toilet upgrades and stills, right? So you can brew your own hand sanitizer and don't need toilet paper. It's part of the global climate change initiative. Everybody just needs to go to a toilet paperless system. Uh, yeah, it is. It's so funny. The other thing that we're seeing move is the pound. Obviously, pound dollar up 76, pound yen up 113. It's continued to rise, and again, euro pound down 54. So again, they rose their interest rates. It's going to continue to kind of move. Um, not anything surprising on that one. Uh, Hold on one sec. They never. Okay. Uh, the boy's mom is on it. I was like, great. Both kids just got updated. We didn't send Reese to school this week. We figured, listen, there's 2 days left of school. Every kid that's going to school is getting COVID. Let's just let the kid stay home. Like, what is he learning in 2 days? Right. And of course, like, they had this assessment like 2 days before, the Christmas break. Like, really? Really? She's like, I emailed the teacher about it. I'm like, good, email that teacher. Glad that she's all over it. But yeah, so seeing pound strength obviously across the board, rising the interest rate will definitely do that, and that's all that they're saying. So yeah, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff with that. Obviously nothing tomorrow, right? Obviously nothing on Saturday, nothing on Sunday, nothing on Monday, nothing on Tuesday, nothing on Thursday, and Friday there's an economic. Next Thursday there's an economic barometer, nothing, and then we're really the first release that we have is January 4th, right? We come in hard with ISM manufacturing, OPEC. OPEC basically saying, yeah, listen, we need to stabilize these markets. You know, uh, I'm sure I'm sure OPEC was not real happy that Mr. Biden released 50 million barrels and the price of oil skyrocketed down. I'm sure they're going to take that as a personal insult because it cost them lots and lots of money. So yeah, yeah, we'll see what I'm very curious to see what they have to say. I'm sure it's going to be filled with a lot of you know well, Omicron, we don't know what it's really going to do yet, and we see that there could be a disruption, and we're not going to change any of our forecasts whatsoever. Um, or a Japanese fancy commode? Oh, one of those ones with. Is it Japanese? Maybe it is, with all the buttons and stuff on it. Could be, could be. So let's just dive right in the charts. We really don't have much more to talk about. So VIX obviously coming back down again from all the craziness we had earlier in the week. Um, I mean, there's not much to say about it. Extremely low volume day today. So, it's low again because of it being, in the red. All the indices are in the green. Dollar index is up slightly, and again, we're kind of seeing it creep up. Again, that PCE being a double raise, it makes complete sense why that would be higher. Yeah, again, nothing unexpected here with this one. I will say the next kind of there's some sellers in this entire area, really. I mean, I don't really care about that. But I would look at this and say there's probably some sellers in there. So it's not going to be a smooth sail all the way back up to 96.70 or anything like that. And I think, this is a valid level. We talked about there being kind of a Harry Potter trade setup. Not that we're trading the dollar index, but on a regular technical basis, and it did. It bounced, it came through, it came back up again, and then continued to drop all the way down to the origin of the move. You guys can see the origin of the move would have been sitting right here. So, I mean, it did exactly. I mean, if this is, you throw a couple letters on there and tell me this is a stock, it traded exactly like it should have traded on the dollar index. But I do think that we come back. I kind of look at that level, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if we draw fibs on that one. Yeah, the 50 is sitting right there at that same level too, so wouldn't be surprised if it actually comes right back up there and gives us a little bit of a roll too. So, we'll see. But like I said, it's dollar next. We're not doing much with it. Natural gas is just imploding right now. Here's our joke. I'm like, Todd, it's back up into the 30s in Chicago. You're back into shorts. You don't need you don't need natural gas. And look at this, natural gas is collapsing again. Let's start in the currency realm because I think that makes the most sense. So yesterday you can see that we had two levels here. We had the wick over wick on the 30, and that one kind of hit and then started the base below, meaning that yeah, it's going to get broken through, and it did. So we'll remove that one off the radar. Again, it was that pullback in that base right below that is the telltale sign. Here's where news came in. Now news came in right, right around kind of where we thought the sell was going to be. The news actually drove it into the level, and then the short came in. So again, you can see that this one is you're definitely out of this one at this point. Either way, I mean, there was your 1 to 3 was there. So you can see that not only did it hit on the first spike, gave you a second entry, and then continue to push it all the way down. So again, two different entries. Both of them actually hit profit target. There was number one here, and number two was down here with the second entry here. So yeah, two different ways to trade it, right? So again, number 4. Obviously, we broke through. We were talking about we can keep it there just because of the base. We were talking about getting short before the news came out. You can see that it actually was a little bit earlier. Actually, at 7:30 is when this one started to roll back to the downside in anticipation for dollar strength. So again, we're looking for a nice strong push. I think Aussie dollar is always a funky one because if gold moves, right, Aussie technically gains strength. It's a proxy for gold. And again, in this case, gold is moving because of inflation, which is also great for the dollar, which again helps lend this pair to the downside. So, I would say right now it's probably it's probably right at 50%. Yeah, I came down and tagged that 50% mark. So, had you taken this morning's push, you can see that really the reversal in this one, the dollar strength coming in is hitting the 50% round. It's also hitting that old level. Again, was a 1, 2, 3, 4 set the base. It broke on 5. Of course, that's what we would expect. It is pulling back, and now that we go long, um, I don't know. I feel like today, on any other day, I would say, yeah, it's probably a long opportunity. Again, this area became a Harry Potter trade after it hit four times, or after it hit three. So one, two, three, we expect a break, and it did. It hit and gave us one little entry more, and boom. So it broke when it should have. Now there's a new piece coming in. It is a 50% retracement. So your intraday day traders will be looking at this one and saying, hey, there's some opportunity here to go long. And again, it's already kind of taken off. And, again, not only did it do it, not only did it hit the 50% retracement level, it hit the old basing level, the area of interest, and it hit it right at the session open. So it's kind of like a one, two, three right on top of it. And again, if you're not in it now, it's probably a little bit, probably a little bit late. Let's see. How far does it need to move? Mm, There. Yeah. So all it would do is go back up to the peaks from this morning. So not like anything huge, but again, kind of a one, two, three right on top of it. Kind of a three, not three strikes, but again, stack the odds in your favor as much as you can. There's three things: 50% pullback, area of retracement, and session open all at the same time. Now, also, yeah. So also again, we had talked about a level up here, and you can see it came back up, it hit it, and then came back and hit it again and dropped down again. So very, very similar to what we had talked about yesterday for those levels. So let's remove it right now. We don't need a lot of these pullbacks. That short came in, we were good. Let's remove those because I don't think we need them now. Um, I want to use the one here. Kinda. So looking at that, and again, I guess it kind of it based on that side. Hmm. I don't feel like we need that one. Let's drop this up to a 4 hour and see where our top side is. There we go. We know that we got here and there. Let's drop that down to 2 hours. See if I can refine it at all. Yeah, I can refine it just a little bit. There to there. How much is that? It's not bad. It's 13 pips on a 2 hour. All right, I like that. I'm good with that. There we go. Now, this is one of those trades that is always weird to set up. You're like, yeah, look at that. There's short potential right there. You're right. There is short potential right there. The currency market technically is not close, right? But we are going into a break. It's not like we're going to take this and go away for 2 weeks and not look at it. Um, you guys are cracking me up in chat. But I would say if you're looking for something today, it's decent. Just know that today is going to be very, very strange with extremely low volume. I mean, many people are not going to be working. If they are working, at least U.S. traders, I doubt that they're working past noon today, right? I mean, it's obviously not today. It's not Christmas Eve, but it's the eve of the eve, and kids are out, and yeah, things get a little bit crazy. It's your last day to go shopping, really. I mean, yeah, you could go out, I guess, on Christmas Eve. I don't know. I'm, you know, maybe I will go out on Christmas Eve just to see what's left. Because remember, this was supposed to be the Christmas of supply shortages, right? Supposed to be the Christmas. We're not going to be able to get anything. The hottest toys are going to be gone. I'm curious. I'm going to go to Target tomorrow at like noon and see what's left, right? Because I know what it looks like on previous holidays. I'm a guy, of course I know, right? Curious to see what it looks like tomorrow, because again, there's supposed to be nothing. The store should be empty. Curious to see what's there. Um, hmm. I don't know. Maybe yeah. Now I'm kind of curious. Actually, I'm getting the boys back today sometime. Asher had his final test yesterday, but we have not heard yet what his results were. We're hoping that he gets a negative test before we bring him back to this house. Although he's at his 14-day mark of when he had exposure, so um, he should be fine. Should be fine. But we just because of Jin, we want to make sure that we're protecting him. But anyway, 82.92 is a decent level, and again, it kind of coincides with what we see up top. If it pushes back up just a little more, gets a little bit more strength. Again, it's where those sellers are stepping in the dollar. So kind of similar. And again, a lot of this has to do with the yen as well. So it's a small trade. I wouldn't say it's great. Like I said, if you don't need to trade today, it's one of those. Don't. Just trying to see if it pulled back to a 20. It actually went a little bit deeper than the 23. Um, yeah, yeah. So mark it off. A way you guys can do this one, right? And again, if you wanna, you can kind of set yourself here, right? Alert yourself a little bit before. Let me make sure it's. I need like a small. Oh, look at that! Oh my God, 92.90. Look at that! Absolutely perfect. Wow. That never happens to me. Add alert. AUD reversal. There we go. Um, no, don't do that, Brian. You have bad nerves. I have bad nerves. Me? My nerves? What are you talking about? My nerves are good. What are you talking about? Ernest, what are you talking? See, the thing is the delay. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Wait, what am I not going to be able to handle? Going to Target? I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be all men, Ernest. I mean, they may have like beer tasting at the end of the aisles. There's no women trading. There's no women shopping right now. It's all men. It will literally be all men there. Like I said, if they were smart, they could be like, "Oh, these final 2 days are for men only." There is, there's going to be a beer flight at the end of each aisle. You can taste a new one, kind of like Epcot Center, right, where it's around the world, where you can taste different alcohols from each. That's the best thing ever. Like whoever designed that was a genius. Oh, you're going to make me go around the world and deal with all these kids? Okay, great. We will give you the country's alcohol at every nation. I love it. I think that's the best part. Like the last time we went to Disney, I was like, "Hey guys, I've watched the kid. I've had kids on my shoulders. Today is Daddy's Day. You got. We went down with my mom, and I was like, "Hey, you're watching the boys. I am not responsible for myself or the boys. There are 31 nations or whatever it is in Epcot. I'm drinking at every single one of them." And I was definitely you know, I felt no pain when we left that day. But I did not get arrested, so that I feel like that was a good thing. But I drank at every single one of them. Yeah, yeah. Whew. I wouldn't say it was the best alcohol, but after like I don't know, after like 8 countries, who cares, right? Sake, hook me up, right? What was it, the German one? It's like, oh, strong beer, okay, give it to me, right? Mai Tais in Hawaii, I'll take them. It was awesome. Um, there's a lot of stupidity on Christmas Eve. There is, but again, Ernest, the way the guys shop is we're in, we're out, right? We don't go in to peruse, right? We're not going in there to kind of look around. We know what we want before we go in, right? I mean, think about it. When you go to shop, we go to a store with something we're getting in mind already. So we literally can go right to that area, right? Women are like, let me see what's on sale. Let's go. Oh, that's nice. I could get that. No, I have a mission. We go in, we buy, we leave. But if you put a tasting at the end of each aisle, I may want to look down, all the toy aisles, right? I mean, I feel like that's. I mean, just thinking it. I mean, Ernest, how much? I mean, come on. Think about it. If they had a Texas 10 times, or what is it? The 10 kinds of shine, right? One shine at the end, one shot of shine at the end of each aisle. You would absolutely go out on Christmas Eve. I don't even want to hear it. Talk about having nerves of steel at that point, man. Only Texas would do that though. Anyway, we're seeing the reversal in the euro pound again. It's profit taking coming in from 8 o'clock this morning. European session basically just straight down, and there was a Harry Potter trade that set up in the overnight. And it's funny. Look at that. So we drew it, and again, midnight is when where let's see, we got our entry at about 10 o'clock last night. But again, Harry Potter didn't complete there. It hit the same level again, same area of interest. And look at this. Talk about a run to the downside in this one. For really no news, that's 80 pips. That's huge. That's two ATRs in the euro pound based off their data. We're still looking for 84.03 as a potential reversal. And again, at this point, I would say this trend may continue. There's this area right here that I'm kind of looking at. Again, it was a little bit of a hiccup, and there's 3 different candles in a row with ascending wicks. That could be a nice little area to take a, kind of a small short. But again, they got 2 hours left in their trade, and then they're done basically for the year or for this week. And again, next week is an even lower volume, right? Something small in there. Like I said, the overnight trade is, it's over. Hopefully, you guys were able to grab it. It's a level we marked off from yesterday morning. We were actually sitting right here yesterday, right here at this point in time. So we had not hit. We came down. We came back up. We hit it again. So had you not got in, the trade was still valid, right? And yeah, yeah, nice little drop on that one. Again, I think pound strength is the way to go. Um, I actually kind of hope that it does pull back in the next, you know, if next week I would like for this to retrace back again, especially if we can get to the 85. 85 is sitting right horizontal line right there. I love the 85 point. I think 85 point is a great spot. Once we are back to business, I think we will see continued pound strength coming into the market, particularly against the euro. Um, Again, they already have one interest raise. The euro will try to raise it, but the euro is going to be drug. It's going to be slow. So, I just think it's one of those things that if you're not pound strong, and I've been talking about being pound strong for a while, just because of everywhere they are. Didn't know they were going to raise the interest rates, obviously, ahead of time. That was a surprise to everybody. But I knew that they were going to talk about it. They just did it instead of talking. So, again, great little setup in the overnight. Where we are right now, probably an area of sellers at 84. But again, their market is closing. This one is going to start getting really, really slow. So, there's not going to be a whole lot we can do. Euro pound. So Euro pound literally does not want to give us either trade setup right now. So Fleet Valley corn whiskey comes in a jug, very smooth. So Eki, funny. That was the I caught up on Moonshiners. I love that show. I think that show is great. I think it's funny that they had a mason jar crisis that you couldn't during COVID. You could not get mason jars. Not sure what people did with them, but they couldn't get mason jars. So they were getting like water jugs, and so it's funny you're talking about corn whiskey in a jug. Um, uh, anyway, this euro yen. It's we had a short if we could get up to 129.65. We were sitting right here yesterday, right here. It said, no, 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 we're not going to let you get the short. And it just went sideways, went down, went up above, went down, went above. Now, it did finally drop this morning at 9 o'clock, right? European, 5:30. I mean, European started kind of right in here, right here. It pushed us down, and we were saying, hey, listen, if we can get a break of 129.03, we love the short. It brings us back down to a level, eventual profit target down to 128.62. It hit the zone and went higher. Didn't get a trade entry yet, but I'm 100% okay with that. Reason why is it pushed it literally down to the brink. We're 90% through this zone, eating up those orders, which means it makes it a higher probability for next time. Okay, so didn't get a trade today, but it's absolutely something that is still valid. We know that there were buyers there. Again, we knew they were over here, but we also know that a lot more of them just got taken out of that trade, and we can see how many are left, how little many left are left there. So with that said, with that many left, this gives us the opportunity to be able to take this a little bit lower. So I like it. I think it's good. I'm happy about it. It would have been nicer if it did finally pull through. We got the trigger, but now we know it's an even higher probability entry for later, whether it hits today, tomorrow, over the weekend, next week. Don't know, but I do know that again, nice little trade set up. It just confirmed that we had the right thinking on there, and again, we're waiting for those orders to be gone. Old area of buyers should become an area of sellers. So I think this one, I think both these are still technically, alive at this point. Um, Again, we got the 129.65, the 129.03 at the bottom. Profit targets of 128.62. So I think everything is still live here. Euro dollar. So we're looking for euro dollar to rally up and then push down. And yesterday I said I don't know which one it's going to be up to. It looks like when the news came in, right? We were actually sitting over here. So we were sitting high on it. Um, when news came in today, it did. We got the initial down push on this one. We talked about the level being there. It had pulled up and then pushed down. So kind of a funky play. It did what we wanted it to do. Just we would have had to push this over here, this back to here, and then this back over here, right? And it's kind of just higher. So we knew we had two zones. We were looking for reversal in this pair. Um, I can clean this up right now. We don't need a lot of these in there. We can get kind of a new view of it. I would say, and again, not surprised that it turned, right? I would say right now, here's a question. Did they trap people today? Um, no, they did not. They tried. They tried to trap people right here. Everybody got positive, and then bam, they got stopped out. Um, and again, the 50 is I would not have used the 50 as an entry level in that one. So, um, see what's dollar index doing right now. Look, see right there. Look at that. Look at that. There's the hiccup I mentioned. And again, it's taking a pretty strong reversal off it. So, yeah, knew that was going to be an issue. And because of it, again, euro dollar's going up. So, yeah, wouldn't have been a level I was interested in. Again, a lot of the traders would have been looking for 50% on this one. Obviously, the 23 wouldn't have paid off well for them. If they tried to do the 50 here, they would have been really, really excited. But then they got stopped out when it blew through the 61.8. And again, not really a level that we'd be looking for. I'm trying to see if there's another short opportunity in here, but not really. Let's see. From the peak this morning, Yeah, 50 sitting right here where there's really not a whole lot. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe somebody tries to get in there short that one, but I'm not really a big fan of that one either. So, yeah, I'd say right now I'd watch this level right there. It's not a level that I can really draw a great sell zone off of because the candles are the bodies are quite large. I love the tops. I love that it's four candles straight down. All the wicks are getting lower and lower and lower and lower, showing us that we have building sellers in there, kind of like up in this range right here. Is it a great level to draw off of, though? Not really, but it is definitely a level that if we pull up, we can continue to roll back to the downside. So it's not bad. Euro just really hasn't presented much of an opportunity this morning. I mean, the European market opened here, right here. So kind of pulled back from its highs. The overnight was really where the high came in. And then literally 8 o'clock, 8:30? 8:30 actually was here. 8:30 was this pullback. And again, we were talking about getting short before the news. I don't even think it was that big of a move, actually. Yeah, only 22 pips to the downside. So rather muted, rather muted. But yeah, so if you guys are looking for this area, the price of that area is down here at 113. 113.26. Okay. And again, very similar type level that we just saw the Dixie. Again, this draw, it's the same scenario. Okay. Um, Pound yen. So, pound yen. Yesterday we were talking about 152.43 being an area. We liked it. It was a two candle top, and again, it hit it and dropped, hit it and dropped, hit it and dropped. Started the base. It's like, pulled up again, came down and based again. You're like, yup, time to get out. Came up and based, and then this morning just blew through the top. And again, this is what happens. We talk about four entries, and again, there's one, there's two, there's three, and there's your base. If you're in, you take a minor loss on that one. You look for a topside trade. Problem with this one is it never gave us the Harry Potter. It never came back and confirmed. It decided just to blow higher. And we knew that we had kind of this racetrack scenario here where there was not really a whole lot of selling until the yellow level. And literally that's what it did. It came up, it grabbed that yellow level. It is unfortunate that we didn't get a pullback in this one, though. Had we gotten that pullback, that would have been a nice long opportunity. Its pullback only lasted this little tiny bit. It was just a little bit of a hiccup, and it just took off. So yeah, it's unfortunate when that happens, but it came up and rolled. I would say again, look for profit taking, look for yen to kind of take this one over, look for it to continue to pull back down again. If you want to see, let's see where are the traps going to come. Actually, that's not horrible. Right. There's going to be your 50% retracement draw from this morning. It is right at obviously a pullback level. Strong push up, pullback, strong push up again. So it could be a viable trade setup for later today. And again, it's the same problem. I mean, if you don't need it, don't put your capital at risk. If you need the trade, then again, maybe you need to take it. And again, the 1 to 3 is lined up pretty well. So it's not a bad, you know, not a bad little setup there, right? Any given day, this would be a great trade. The day before Christmas Eve, maybe you want to take it, maybe you don't, right? But I would say, like I said, for purely educational purposes, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad trade setup on any other day. Whether you want to take it today, I don't know. And again, it's psychological level. We're at 153. We're at a 50% retracement, on fibs. We're at a level of demand buying. They're all things that kind of add into the factors in your favor. So not bad. Pound dollar. Look at that pound dollar. And again, we were looking to get short at the news. It started to go a little bit early. I think everybody else anticipated getting short at the same time. You may wonder what we hit. And there, I'll show you exactly what we hit. Level of basing, big strong push. Right? Big strong push. Dropping it down to a 2 hour. You can see we refined it a bit on the 2 hour basis. And that's literally just what we bounced off of. Right there. So now we did have this level here. We had it yellow because we literally pushed it to the brink. It went to the end, right? So it wasn't really a long opportunity for us, but you can see we based in it, telltale sign, and then again late last night it ended up bouncing, and this was that Harry Potter entry to the top side, and it really took off at 3 o'clock. European session started right here. Right. So again, remember for those either new, yellow zones or zones that we're not really taking longs or short off of. We're looking for that, for specific kind of rules to be associated with it. And again, a pullback to one of those levels is typically an entry. Now, your entry would have occurred last night at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. You would have got in for kind of an overnight trade. But with it just holding there, again, a lot of people will hold that one until European Open. So again, great European rally. TCE has now pulled us back again, and we're seeing profit taking. This one with this hiccup here. I wish that the actually I guess the green is the lower candle. I would not be surprised. Let's see. I guess I could do it from the European Open. Yeah, the European push should be there. Actually, it's at a 61. We just bounced off of 50. Um, hmm, it does pop up a few different times. Um, it's a 61. There's a 50. It's a shame that it's not just a little bit further. So this one, it looks like, depending on how you did your draw, again, there's technically the top. You can see that it's a close one. It's really, really close. It's almost a 50%, it missed it by a little bit. So again, it's kind of those ones, depending on how you tweak it. No, no, I use the bodies. I use the bodies, right? You could tweak it enough to be able to say, oh no, no, I'm gonna use this candle. I'm gonna use this candle. I'm gonna use this candle. Well, that's the open right there. You could tweak it enough for a 50% entry. I would say, if anything, it was probably a decent profit target, knowing that people would step in there. But in all reality, I mean, to get this to the way that we like, it would have to be drawn in here somewhere in this, somewhere in this range. It's not as good as euro yen, but it kind of has a similar setup to it, where you have an area of buying sitting right there, right? So could be something later. Big question is, now we've pushed up, are we going to be able to go through and base through the top of it? So let's see, how close are we to the dollar finding a bottom? Yeah, the dollar's getting pretty close, coming back down to the 96. And again, you can see that it's done well. Last time it broke through 96, it did pop off of it. So the dollar is kind of getting to a point. It's doing quite a large retracement here at 10 o'clock. It's getting close to an area of buying, though. So I would be looking for somewhat of a reversal. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some type of a base up in here, if we get some type of a top, and then look for this to kind of roll back down again. And for right now, if you're able to get short, I would say use this level as a target. Have it come in at 133.83. I think is a decent level to be able to pull back down to. Okay. Um, yeah, and again, that's with the dollar right now. Now, dollar CAD. So, dollar CAD yesterday, I know absolutely without a doubt we talked about this yesterday. I was like, Todd, did I mention the dollar CAD with you guys? We had the one Harry Potter, and again, we dropped it down to a lower time frame. You can see that that was an entry. And I said, don't forget, number two is coming in. It was a break of 128.47. And you can see we got in, and this is not really the cleanest of breaks. It came down and literally just spiked back up again. You really couldn't have drawn anything there. But you can see the second time when it did finally come down in base and you could actually draw something under there, there's where your entry would have been for this other one. So um, I'll just bring it across, right? There would have been your entry, right? Because again, this is not the Harry Potter entry. We need kind of more of this. This is not the base we're looking for, right? This candle, and then boom, pop right back in the single candle, came back down again, pop right back up. So no entry here. There's just a nice, quiet, low entry, and there you go. You can see the price went a little bit past it on the other side. So there are your two Harry Potters, right? Your two momentum continuation patterns. Should have been easy. Again, this was a little bit cleaner than the first one. The first one was quick. You had to get on a 5 minute, but this one should have been very, very easy. We've had 128.47 up there all week. So hopefully you guys are able to grab that one. And it was a nice little run, right? You're talking about 35 pips. So I mean, in total from the two different setups, it looks like you grabbed 32, 34. So like 66 pips on that one in less than 24 hours. So not bad for the dollar CAD in the retracement. And again, this is just, I mean, what's moving this one right now is oil. Now oil is getting a little bit weak. A little bit of a pullback in oil, which is hurting us. But again, oil at 73. What are you complaining about? Dollar Swiss. So there's dollar Swiss. We talked about being short before the news. Basically, dollar strength is what we're looking for before the news. But if we were able to drive it all the way down, then we'd be looking for a long opportunity. It didn't. It rallied up right before the news release. This was quite a small trade. We're talking about 22 pips. 22 pips in an hour, 2 hours, almost 2 hours. So not really a big mover on that. I would say right now, again, this is the overall target downside. We talked about that before. After we took the second hit, we were looking for price to come down and bounce off of 91.82. It is a confirmed level. Again, we just looked at the Dixie. We know the Dixie is coming back to a buying area. This is also coming back to a buying area. I would like to see a confirmation bounce off of it, though. I would like to see this kind of push into the zone and pull up and then kind of come back again and not go as high, right? I'm kind of looking for something along those lines, right? It may come down. It may base. If it starts the base, then probably going to slice through and come a little bit lower. We do have a zone down here at 91.67, but I would be looking for a reversal. And again, dollar Swiss coming down to a buying level. Dixie also coming down to a buying level. So kind of the same type setup in both of those. Again, it's a little bit smaller in the dollar Swiss. Dollar yen, man, talk about chopping back and forth. No entry, no entry, and even over here, no entry, no entry, no entry. It just kind of would have entered, but the reality is, was it a very clean break? Not really. Would you have wanted to take it after I had three failure attempts to go through? I don't know. Up to you guys. Up to you guys. But as you can see, we talked about how we had the higher, 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 higher. It hit it. It hit it again. Was really unable to go much lower and then pushed higher. So I would say 114.65 is still a target today for the dollar yen. If it gets there, it's going to be a very, very slow grind. There's no news left to really act as a catalyst to jump this much higher. I think there's much better opportunities out there. But again, we know that the dollar is coming up to an area right now where dollar strength should be coming back into the market. This is not tanking, right? If we get the dollar strength move now because of the reversal in the Dixie, then again, that should send us right up to this direction. I don't think it's, what is it? It's 25 pips higher than what it already is. So again, no Harry Potter, no Harry Potter entry, no Harry Potter entry. There's the pop, the base, and the pullback. So had you try to get in the position, that's kind of where we're at right now, right? That's kind of where we're at. Um, yeah. So eh, it's all right. Let's look at oil. So oil, interestingly enough, since the U.S. session open, has been turning. It really didn't do much. Let's drag this across to 1430. Oops, 1430 right there. Turn this orange. Yesterday, we had that explosion. We had the short at the news, and we talked about it being such a big down draw. It just took off. $2 move up yesterday, and then kind of ran into some sellers up at 73. So we're kind of right there right now. We've pulled back about 25 cents from that level. I would say there's probably not, I mean, a lot of this will be profit taking too. I would say the sellers are probably coming in here. But the reality of it is, again, there's so many institutional traders that are out. Again, with kids being off today and things. Um, are we going to get blockbuster movement today in oil? I mean, unless there's a headline which you really can't prepare for, I'd say probably not. I think big question is where do we stabilize right now? The volume on this one is extremely low. You can see that obviously sellers up top, buyers down below. I'm curious if this is going to be kind of our channel for the next our next day or two. Um, markets would be closed. The oil market's closed. Or actually, oil. Ooh, oil may be open for like a really abbreviated session tomorrow. It may be. It may be because a lot of times oil will be have like a half day session. I don't know if I don't. I honestly don't know if oil's open tomorrow or not. It may be, but if anything, if I had to call a direction right now for oil, I would say right now with the Omicron headlines out there, and again, if it is, I know Maryland yesterday, 2 days ago, we hit a record of the most kind of positive cases of like 6,300 or something like that. It was a record day, and if we know that every 1.5 to 3 days it's doubling, I'm kind of wondering like I don't know, are we going to get like a 8,000 or like a 10,000? I mean, technically, if it doubles, I mean, geez, those numbers are. I mean, I guess there's only limited population too, but I don't know. I feel like we're going to hear everybody breaking. I feel like all they got to say is we have a record number of, we're at another record number. This is 3 days in a row with record numbers. That you would assume that would put the demand crunch on, even though we're using more oil than we possibly can get right now. I would say, my 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 take on this one over the next couple of days would probably be more of a down type scenario. Um, before we kind of have like an end of the year potential rally. With OPEC speaking on the 4th, I mean, I think that's really the next time we're going to get any really true direction about this one. But again, huge down draw. Now, NG taking it on the chops. You can see this one down 9% today. And I don't know. I feel like if it's unseasonably warm in places, great. But this has extremely low volume right now. We talked about how 367, but it's not an area we're taking longs off of because again, it's hit it so many times. Let me see on a 2 hour. Do we have a bottom here? Yeah, we do have some. Let's see. I'm just going to use the horizontal raise, make it a little easier. We know we got a level here. We do have a little turning point here, although it's 2 o'clock in the morning, so it's not really the best area. That's what we just bounced off of there. Take this up just so we can get it clean. 67, a target we can take out. That was the gap from last week. So it looks like we're actually lower than where we were last week. Set this one up. Guess there's your high to low. Ooh, look at that, right at the 50% mark. Right at the 50. Put that right on. Um, red and white. Whoops, not red and red. There we go. 381 looks like it would be the next short. And again, that would be a 50% retracement of the the fibs from the last 2 days. We are bouncing off of a level, obviously, although again, it's so little volume right now. This one will be directed. There's no major money in this one, really controlling it. But yeah, kind of crazy. 9% drop today. Biggest mover on the board, right? Nothing but short. Hits 30 degrees in Chicago, and it's like the world, that's it. Sell, 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 and it's gone. Gold. Yeah, gold took a little bit of a spike there real quick. Funny that gold came right back down again. Grabbed 1800 and is up $6. um, yeah, I think gold right now is really gold is up point 0.2, Bitcoin is up point 0.3. It was up, it's really kind of hovering over that point 0.2 to point 0.3 mark. Unfortunately, I just don't think gold's going to be able to get enough trajectory to go many places at this point. Wonder if the dollar taking the bounce? No, it's close. It's close. Um, I would say 1800 remains a bottom for right now. We do have this kind of, I will say there is a little bit of a level right there where it's, there could be a potential short out of it. Um, it's all right to the downside. It's basically taking a break of 1795. But I think just the gold market right now, so much sideways movement. Just again, we're having some U.S. pressure up and down. PCE drove it down, and we're kind of rallying back up to where we were at the 1808. But like, is this a trend? Right? Is there a trend right now? No, there's nothing. So what are you gonna do? Right? There is no trend. We're literally bouncing off little tiny minor kind of wasty levels. Make the good trades. This is just you're forcing it if you're trying to trade gold right now. Silver, same thing. Look, silver. It literally chopped back and forth. We were looking for a rally up, and we did. Right? We looked for this rally up, and 8:30 it did touch. Right? 8:30 it did touch. We talked about being short here, and it did. It ran short all the way down. Let's see. It ran short from here at news all the way down to there, to that level. So decent movement, but in the grand scheme of things, is it really doing much? Nah, it's kind of staying in that same type of trendy level. I mean, silver should be moving twice as fast as gold. Gold is up right now 0.18, or it's fluctuating back and forth, but right around point 0.2, silver's at point 0.2. So it's not moving any faster than gold right now, which shows us that the market is basically dead. There's nothing going on in the market. Same thing. Bitcoin is at point 0.4, so it's just a little bit better off. So it's the same rally, the inflation rally, but we're not. There's nothing there. Let's see. Um, consumer sentiment was better than expected, so that's good, right? Um, boom, sales down big. Yeah, consumer sentiment was better than expected. Inflation expectations down a little bit too, which is kind of funny. But and the funny part is natural gas is coming in at 10:30 today. It's expected to be much lower, and it's just getting hammered to the downside. So yeah, I'd say this could be a natural gas could be a nice little long. Let's cover the indices real quick. Yeah, VIX is continuing to go lower, so they should all be better. Yeah. Mhm. Ah, so unfortunately, the setup this morning occurred at 8:30 with that PCE number. There is your entry with news right here. Drove it right down to that little tiny level. Natural gas, the downside. Good. No, 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 no. Yeah, I would be now. ah, I mean, I did feel the tank up, so I don't know. I'd be like, hey, I mean, I may call the guy February, be like, hey, you need to come top this thing off while it's super, super cheap, right? um, yeah. Uh, yes, I was gonna say there's nothing. I mean, I mentioned earlier with Nadex, I would just with VIX low, all the data in. Data was decent. Those durable good orders are great for the indices. This is a red day, or not a red day, a green day today. Unfortunately, the trade entry kicked in early at news. The opening candle, yeah, it went higher. You expected that, but unfortunately, you had to already be in the trade from the kind of the news spike down the 9 o'clock candle this morning. So, yeah, I mean, 47.25, I definitely think is and really, let's kind of see what we have over here. I don't need this fib anymore. We know that was there. I mean, 47.25 is here. There's not a whole lot slowing it down. We got a little hiccup at 32, and then we really don't necessarily have a level that's kind of decent for selling, really, until we get to 47.38. So, I mean, there's kind of your Santa Claus rally target would be kind of sitting right there, right? Would be up there, 47.38. Again, unless they all of a sudden say, Omicron, oh my God, it's doubling and it's not slowing down. I mean, obviously that would be a big deal, but I don't know. At this point, I feel like I don't know. Like I said, stiff drink at the end of every aisle, you will get a million dads buying money or, going shopping for the next 2 days. But yeah, yeah, I feel like, man, maybe, I feel like I need to go. I feel like I need to go out today. Now I'm like, now, it's weird. Like now I'm itching to go to Target. It's like, man, how much is there? Like we're supposed to have nothing on the shelves, right? We're supposed to have nothing there. Phew, I don't know. Be like a forecast for snow in Maryland. Like the bread aisle, the bread and milk aisles are gone, right? Oh my God, there's a touch of snow. No bread in any stores. It's unreal. It's like, guys, we're not going to get snowed in for a week. Like you don't need to buy five loaves of bread. Like whatever bread you have to last you for a day or two, we're probably good. But I'm gonna do it, Ernest. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take pictures just for you. Um, yeah. If only edibles were illegal for everybody in the state of Maryland, right? Right. Not yet. It's not recreational in Maryland. But I mean, imagine that if they were. It was. It's funny. We have one of the most democratic state, like one of the most, you know, the Democratic. They have like 96% vote for Dems in the state, right? But yet we don't have legalized, marijuana. It's still medical only. It's funny. It's like, do you guys not want taxes? Like we are one of the farthest left leaning states in the entire country, and we don't have it here yet. We have casinos, right? It's decriminalized. Like you can go to DC and get like 6 pounds of it, and it's not illegal, but it's not legalized for everybody to get here. It's kind of odd. But yeah, that I mean, maybe that's what you need to do. Find some edibles, go to Target on Christmas Eve, and go shopping. Like I feel like that there could be a movie about that, right? There could be a movie. Anyway, there's our target for Christmas rally. NQ. NQ is also rallying, and again, our target on this one was 16,264. We just hit our target. So let's see where our potential next stop would be. Um, got a little bit of a level right here, a little level right there, little level there, and overall, let's see if we can. Again, this was a prior Harry Potter. That's why it was a target first. Um, this one did the same thing. The 9 o'clock pullback. Yeah, traders wanted to get out quick today, and actually, this one would have triggered. It was close, close. Um, ooh, my daughter's screaming at my wife. I would say here are three targets for our foreseeable future. Hmm. How much we got right now? 6. We're up 100. Let's see. NQ daily ATR is. I hate when it does this. Now I have two. 251 is the daily ATR for NQ. We are at 100. So we got about what? Another 100 to go? Right there. Right? From where price currently is. Hold on. 100 puts us there. That's a daily ATR. So I would say today, 16,356 is obviously the next target for the top side. Again, the entry would have come in at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock, 8:30 this morning. You could have maybe gotten into one at 9:30 had you used this level instead. Had you used that level, kind of that pullback, this kind of punch up and pullback there. You could have potentially got into one. But I think again, 16,264 was first target. We just tagged that one. 16,356 is the next target. YM, same thing. Yeah, it was 8:45 pullback. Look at this. Actually, you could have got this one at 9:30 as well. So yeah, nice, nice, nice rally. And again, kind of what we expected. Um, let's see. We're at 219. Daily ATR on this one is 429. So we have 200 more to go. Can we get all the way up? Let's see. Oh man, we're so close. Oh no, we can. We can. We can. We can hit 36,000 today. So yeah, 36,000 would be our target today on this one, right? Again, 35,900. You know, we're getting close to that one. That's going to be before lunch. But after lunch, we could have that potential Santa Claus rally and get it all the way up. Um, I thought for sure the Connecticut would be the last of the years, right? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I honestly can't explain it. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. Everywhere around us, it's like recreational, legal. Like I said, you can gift like six plants. Five, you can have five plants, and you can give away like a pound. You can give away a pound of marijuana to like each person or something like that. Like you can't give anybody more than like a pound. I'm like, that's a lot of that's a lot of pot, guys. In DC, Maryland's still it's like decriminalized here, so it's weird. It's not legal. Like you just can't walk in. You like have to have a card. I believe that if you have headache, if you've ever gotten a headache in your life, I believe you can get a card. Um, but yeah, it's the strangest thing in the world that like we're surrounded by states minus the ocean, obviously, that you can get it. Except Maryland. It's like wow, we are that far one side and we can not get it. Weird. Yeah. Who knows? So I guess my hopes of moonshine at the end of each aisle are probably out. I don't know. I feel like maybe it'll be like craft brews and ciders. I'm not a big cider person, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I said, it's could be interesting. Anyway, look for this pullback to hold. Again, we're getting that 10:30 time frame. We'll see if we can get that pullback right now and find a bottom here. And again, there are buyers down here. So yeah, I'd say 36,000. I would say is definitely something I think we hit before the end of the year. Again, I think that's on the radar. Again, that YM is the strongest. Russell has obviously pulled back into that level of buying. Again, that was our original target. Came back, touched it, took off, came back down again, and now Russell is really chopping. It's kind of like I don't know. Russell is the weakest right now. Russell has no idea what to do. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. Look at this. Look at this open. So Russell's kind of confused. So it doesn't really know what's happening. But the VIX is down 2.47%, right? And continuing to fall. So, I mean, in looking at this, I mean, again, remember, VIX is not a supply and demand based product. With it continuing to fall and it's not really showing much of a pullback, there's no news left for today. There's no reason why all the indices don't continue to climb on that one. Apple also doing well. It's higher than what it closed yesterday. It's not by but a half, almost half a percent is not bad. Tesla, look at Tesla's running. So again, NQ should continue to power us through on this one. The manufacturing durable goods data is great for YM. ES obviously right up there as well because again, everything over there is good. Um, again, I think we stay positive on that side. So all right, let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin is holding at that 0.35 again. Look, it's having some issues and it's kind of stopping in there. Ethereum down a little bit, but Todd was mentioning, but it doesn't look much different. Look, there's the Bitcoin. Ethereum is kind of in the same thing. Doesn't look much different, even though technically it's down. Um, the uh, the Wall Street bet stocks are also not doing well. Doji is at 17 again, and then again, bonds being down big. Look at bonds. Bonds are getting slaughtered right now. And again, that's all. This is all good for the indices for the day. So, yeah, still don't think silver's going to hit 100. Still don't think Bitcoin's going to hit 100,000 before the end of the year. We're 7 days away. So, my God, my daughter's screaming in the other room. Maybe I'll just hide here for a little bit. Yeah, maybe. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. Let's do the giveaway for the day. Let's get those pip chips out there. Everybody's in. Briggs won yesterday, so Briggs is going for 100 pip chips today. Everybody else is going back for 25. She is screaming. I don't know if you guys can hear or not. There is like noise canceling on the headset, but she is screaming right outside the door. Yeah, somebody's unhappy. I don't know. Maybe she heard I was going to go to Target without her. I don't know. I feel like that's the problem. Um, yeah. Oof. Angry daughter. Angry daughter. All right. What do we got here? Eki, we got Briggs in with 4, Ernest in with 2, Neuro in with 3, Marina and Will. Who are we missing? Is Debbie? There's Debbie. All right. So that said, let's close this puppy down. Ernest is in with 4 as well. Ernest is like, wait a second. Briggs busted me yesterday. I'm going in. Right. All right. Here we go. Let's close it down. Let's see who gets the. And again, I will not be on. I will probably. Yeah, I won't be broadcasting tomorrow. I don't think. I don't think so. Maybe I do. You guys will see notification if I do. I don't know. We'll see. I may or may not. Maybe I'll try to do something fun. But maybe I'll just take the day off, depending on if I survive target today, Ernest. Oh God, she's screaming. All right, let's do the drawing. Winner of today's drawing is. Wow, look at that neuro. Neuro comes in. It's like, hey, Neuro's thinking, hey, listen, you guys used four. I only used three, and I won. You know what is it? What did Ricky Bobby say? What did he? I exude excellence or something like that, right? Let's give Neuro his 25. He's like, look at that. I only needed three. You guys wasted four, and I only needed three to beat you. So take that. Score one for the bad guy. Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. All right. So with that said, if we do not go on tomorrow, and again, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I know we don't have a Nadex presentation. Again, remember currencies don't close, so maybe I'll try to do something. I can't promise anything, but if I do, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, again, I wish everybody a very, very happy holiday. I hope everybody has the best. And I will be on next week. So I do know that I will be on next week. It may be a little bit different of a format. It may be quick. I may just go in at like 9 o'clock. Todd and I are going to broadcast. I may just do it 9:30. Here's the 6 setups I have for the day, or the 5 setups where I have the day and roll. I may not do an analysis of everything. Um, you know, uh, I may just do it that way. So, and what I probably do next week for trading viewers, I may publish them all next week. Um, just kind of what the current setups are, and then just publish them. Talk about what the setups are. Maybe we'll do like 4 hour, 30 minute setups for the week or something. So, all right, I'm out of here. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will catch you guys next week. Take care. Have a good one. Happy holidays for all.